This is going to be a quick and easy video about how to cut finger joints without an expensive or complicated jig. All you're going to need are a couple scraps of wood and you'll be cutting perfect finger joints in about 5 minutes. Because many of my viewers, especially those outside the US, don't have table saws with dado sets, I'm going to be using a router table. Now if you prefer to use a table saw, I did make a separate video about that. If you don't have a router table, I made another video that helps you build one pretty cheap. It even uses an inexpensive trim router. I'll link to both of those videos at the top of the comment section below. This time, I'm using a 1/4 inch spiral router bit, but any straight router bit will work. It doesn't have to be a spiral. I like 1/4 inch for most finger joints, though I do think a larger bit looks nicer with 3/4 inch stock. I raise my bit to the thickness of the stock I'm using, which happens to be 3/8 inch scrap plywood. Now I'm attaching a scrap of 3/4 inch plywood to my miter gauge to serve as a fence. If your router table doesn't have a miter gauge slot, I have a different, slightly more complex jig that will work for whatever router table you do have. I'll link to that video below as well. I want my fence to be square to the table. I can use some tape as shim material if I need to make an adjustment. Note how the fence is long enough to extend several inches past the bit. If your plywood isn't very stiff, use a double layer so it won't bend or deflect during use. I'm also attaching some adhesive back sandpaper to the fence. You can use spray glue and regular sandpaper as well. The reason for this is because the rotation of the bit will try to move the workpiece along the fence, and that's going to mess up your cuts. The sandpaper will make it easier to keep your workpiece from shifting. Clamps will help too. Now I turn on the router and I cut a single notch through the fence. It's just one cut. The sandpaper is unlikely to have much of a dulling effect on the bit. Next, I cut a scrap of hardwood that fits perfectly in my new notch. Take your time to get this right. When you have it, cut it into 2 short pieces and super glue one of them in place. Now remove the screws holding your fence to your miter gauge and slide it over so you can fit the other half of your hardwood scrap between the pin and the router bit. Turn the bit with your fingers to be sure it's at the apex of the cutter, the widest point of the bit. You want a nice fit in there. Then screw the fence back on your miter gauge in that position and you're ready to cut. We'll cut both sides of each corner joint together. Start with one piece against the pin and make your first cut. Hold the piece firmly against the sandpaper as you do. If you need to, use a clamp. Now rotate that workpiece 180 degrees and slip it over the pin as shown. Here, it's just going to serve as a reference as you make the first cut in your second mating workpiece. Now flip the first workpiece back around and slip it back over the pin. Place the notch in the second workpiece over the pin as well and make another cut, this time through both workpieces. From there, you can walk both pieces forward, cutting notches, then shifting the workpiece to slip those notches over the pin, locating the next cut, making that cut, and so on. The fit should be perfect. If it's not, you probably made a mistake when you put that scrap of hardwood between your bit and your pin. Go back and get that spacing right and you're going to be fine. Now you have 4 ways to make a finger joint without a fancy jig. The first way was using a table saw. The second way we just did using a router table with a miter slot. The third way used a router table but no miter slot. And the fourth way used a little portable router table with a trim router that you can make yourself. All those videos are linked to at the top of the comments below. So now nobody can say, I'd do it if only I had the right tools. Speaking of the right tools, this is another cool tool I've used for years, and it may be the perfect solution for a dusty shop, even if you have a beard. I got this probably close to 10 years ago because I wanted something that would keep the dust out of my lungs, but wouldn't make me feel like I was breathing back in my own hot air like I do with masks and respirators. And it turned out to be the solution to so many problems. To understand what I mean, you have to know how it works. Inside is a fan that draws air from above through 2 large replaceable filters. The clean air is then channeled down across your forehead, which is surprisingly nice because it's not only fresh, clean air, but it produces a cooling effect that's very refreshing, especially on a hot day. The air escapes out through the neck shroud at the bottom, but because of the positive pressure inside, nothing can get back in. That means no face seal is required, which makes it ideal for people with beards like me. Of course, I got this long before I had a beard, and over time, I've gotten used to the 2 pounds or so of extra weight that it adds to my head. I suppose that's the only downside. It'll take a few uses to get used to it. It has a protective face shield, a rechargeable battery inside that lasts a full workday, and there's an option for attachable earmuffs to protect your hearing, but I just wear earbuds with mine. Either way, I have my eyes, ears, and lungs protected all at the same time with a single self-contained unit. I originally got this when I didn't have a great dust collection in my shop. It wasn't cheap, but it was way less expensive than all the equipment it would take to have really good shop dust collection. But even after I got a new shop with way better dust collection, I've continued to use this whenever I plan to do a lot of dusty work, such as when I'm wood turning or power carving. It's not going to be something you put on for every single cut, but it's great for extended sanding sessions or even when you're using the table saw for a while. And now that I have the beard, I'm going to be using it more and more. The bottom line is I've had this for a long time, so I speak from experience when I say that this may be the solution that some of you have been looking for. I'll put a link below so you can check it out for yourself.